Right, you're gonna love this. This is a really easy one. It's all about layering up, layer upon layer, and building up transparent layers that are see-through. So you see through all these layers, and it'll look ever so good. And because you're building up layers, you're only building one layer at a time. So it's really easy. And a lot of it is just what I'm going to do now, just one wash. Only thing is, there will be a lot of drying. There'll be a lot of drying. But there you are, that's just one wash across there, look. Up there, back down there. Down there, there we are. So that's just one layer. And now it's going to be a dry. In fact, let me put in, even at this stage, I'm going to put in like a hint of a little cloud just in here. About like that, take it up there like that. And then another one down here. About like that. Dab some of them yellow bits back in with my cloth. So there's still little bits of yellow in there. That's it, Sam, that'll do me. Right, I'll just dry that now. Job's a good one. That's it. One thing you do need to do, a sip of coffee, is make sure it's bone dry. So that's just yellow, and I've just got, all I've done, I've got a cloth and just dabbed it back to white for a cloud there and a cloud there, and that's just yellow. Any yellow you've got can be lemon yellow, cadmium yellow, whatever yellow you've got. Right, so now I'm just going to do exactly the same thing. But mix some orange this time. Mix a bit of orange up. So I'm just mixing my orange. It's just I don't know what colour orange it is. Let's have a look, see if it says on it. Well, it just says orange on it. That's all it says. This is just a really cheap paint what someone gave me. That's it. I don't know if you can see that. It's just orange. So I just thought I'd use it up. But let's see what it looks like. So, hang on. Let me get my wetting brush. I forgot. So I've thoroughly dried it, and then I'm just going to wet it all again. So I'm painting another layer, but I wet it first. This is only cartridge paper where I'm using, so this cartridge paper is doing well to take all these washes. But it seems to take them. Let's go to about there, and then up from there. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing, but how I've done that, it's darker on that top bit and darker on this bottom bit. Let's pop a little bit more in that bottom bit. So that's it. So that's my top of my sky. That's the sea getting closer. That's going to be sea or lake or whatever. So it looks like it's going in that way and in that way, distance wise. So that's why I do that. So it's thicker at top, thicker at bottom. Right, I use that same one I've just used. Same again. I'm just going to dab that cloud in there. Then the other one we're about there. I want it across there. Something like that. There. Dab a few speckles of orange back in. Want to leave a few speckles of orange and speckles of yellow in there, so it looks like a natural cloud. Right, that's that one. So that's that done. So far this is easy. So you just start at top, paint down. As you come down, your paint will get thinner. What happened with me, I got to about there, it wasn't quite thin enough, so I went to the bottom and painted up, and then it ended up thin in the middle. So it's darker at the top and darker at the bottom. That way it looks like it's further away in the middle. Right, another dry. one thing you've got to do, you've got to make sure it is bone dry, absolutely bone dry, else you will just ruin it. Right, let's squeeze this brush out now. I'll give it a wash. Give this brush a wash now. I'm going to get some, if you've got some yellow, some blue and some red, you can mix up a purple colour. I have actually got some cheap purple paint that's already mixed, so I'll just use that. But if you mix red and blue, you'll find it'll make a purple anyway, especially if it's like a cobalt blue or an ultramarine blue and say a alizarin crimson red, you'll get a really bright purple colour. And if you get a duller purple colour than what I'm using here, this is quite a bright one, don't worry about it, because it'll just make for a more realistic painting with a duller one. If you've got some ready mixed stuff, you could always, even if you don't want it as bright as this, add a touch of yellow and orange in it just to sort of mucky it a bit. So that's why I'd say don't worry too much, just use what you've got. If you've got a pinky colour rather than a purpley, more of a pinky, that'd look nice on this as well. Right, where's that brush? Right, so I'm just going to do the same thing again now, exactly the same, another layer across top, and then I'll pull some clouds back out. So far, you've got to admit, this has been pretty easy painting. This is probably the easiest painting I've ever done. Right, another layer. Another layer. It's only time consuming because I keep having to dry it, but you've got to dry it. There, that's a layer of purple. I'll just stick a layer in there now. Ready? Bring this all the way down to there, take that one all the way up to there. That's it, my thinnest bit's in the middle again. Right, get me dabber again. Dab out a bit of a clad. Where's my clad? There, that's it. I'm struggling to see where it was then. Dab out a bit of clad again. Bit of one there, look. That's it. Nice. There, that's me two clads. There, so there's some bits of purple left in. There's some bits of purple lifted out. So that's pretty nice, I think. Give that a dry. Fully dry. There, nice. So now I'm gonna some more purple. So I'm gonna mix quite a light purple up. Oh, that's lovely. Tiny dabber of my orange, that same orange what I use. Pop a tiny dab of that in it to mucky it slightly. Right, then I don't like. See if you can just adjust my curtains. There's a great blob of light there. See if you can adjust my curtains. That's better. That's better, isn't it? See what I'm doing now. Right. Right. So, what I'm going to do, come in there, up there like that, down there, and then I'll come right up there like that, across there, down there, and do it dead quick if you can, because you don't want lines in it. I'll leave it to about there. That's it. So that's that one. That's the main one. What I'm concerned about. This one I'm not as worried about at this minute. This one, this side. Let's try and get that there. Something like that. That's it. That'll do. And I'm not too worried about that getting right down to that line. I'll sort that out in a bit. So that's that done. Give that another dry. So far you've got 10 minutes pretty easy, isn't it? That should be thoroughly dry, and it is. Yeah. Right, so now I'll get a stronger colour purple now. A bit stronger than the last one. I'm going to stick a little bit more of that orange in, just to sort of mucky it that tiny bit more. Slightly muckier. Oh, that looks nice. And then I'm going to come in here, boom, boom, boom. Again, working quite fast, so I keep my paint flowing, so you don't leave any bits for very long. You've got to keep this paint flowing more. Like here, down here, take it down to that, close to that line as you can, but don't worry too much. Something about like that. I'll take it to there, that'll do. That'll disappear at that sound. There, that sound at that. So that one's now more closer than that one. Yep. Another dry. Yeah! There, that's nice and dry, I think. Right. I'm just going to get this damp, well, it's not damp, but it will be now. It's plopped it in my water ready for a damp brush. Right, some more of that same colour. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to bring this horizon line right down to me where my bit of paper is now, to about that far across. Right, so that's that, and then all I'm doing, corner of my brush, and I'm just pouring some little bushes in. See that little line what I've left there? That'll look good. That'll look like a little part of, little bit of highlight on my land or something. So hopefully, I'm hoping these just look like little distant bushes right in the background, you know what I mean? Right. That's nice. That'll do, mate. This bit's going to get covered. So I think that's enough for that bit. Tell you what I'm going to do now then. I'm just going to, I think, just dampen some of this here and put a tiny few reflections of that purple to represent that mountain. So if I just go just a tiny bit at the corner of my brush like that, tiny little bit and a bit, sort of, you know what I mean? I think something like that probably be enough. And let me just soften it in with this. That should be alright. Something like that should be just enough. Now that. Just to show there's a tiny bit, but not much of a reflection of that. Let's get that blast now. Get that blast wick dry it. Making sure everything's bone dry, and it is. This would be seconds to paint if you didn't have to keep using dryer. Right, let's have a look. Let's have a look. So let's get this now. This is me. This bit's a bit closer. This one. So I'll get a bit. If I follow that line there, make sure it's parallel with that, right? About there. Then that should stay good. But it's got to stay parallel. Else it looks stupid. I like looking stupid, dear. So I've done purple. And then I've whacked some of that orange in. Mixing with some of that purple. Right, in fact I'm going to go back into some of that purple now. Put a bit of that in. Mixing in again. And I'm going to grab some of that yellow. Not wash my brush for any on it. Just grab some of that yellow. Pop some of that in. Some right into there. That's it. That's nice. Right, now I'm going to get some quite thick yellow paint now. It's almost straight out of my brush, this, and I'm going to go up. Right, I think right up to about there, something like that. Get some of that in. Oh, that's looking good, isn't it? Ow, ow. Using corners of my brush. That's it. Into there like that. Fill these middle bits in, come down. Leave a couple of gaps you can see through. Right, get some orange now. Whack some orange in with this, blend it in. This can be like another little underpainting for my bushes. Little underpainting there. I'll bring that right down to that bottom bit. There, so see that I built up a little underpainting for my trees at that. Right, I'll give that a dry. Oh, yeah. Right, let's get that dry. There we are, thoroughly dry again. Right, now I'm going to mix up some yellow and blue. Get myself a nice green colour now to go right on top of all that with nice. I'll do a light green first and then probably put a darker green on top of that. I'm just mixing my colours up now. So that's looking nice. A bit more blue in. So I mix it. I didn't wash my brush, then I've gone straight into some yellow. It's gone like a creamy colour at the minute, but let's put some blue in a second. It's a nice green. Oh, that's looking nice. I was thinking the other day, right, about driving test, right? You know, back when I took my driving test in 1886, right? You were on the road for about 15 minutes, right? Whereas when you take your driving test now, you're on the road for an hour. That's 100 minutes, right? But I reckon out that hour, for 98 of them minutes, you're stuck at temporary traffic lights, right? So I reckon you're not having to actually drive, so it's a lot easier nowadays than what it was back in the day. You're only actually on the road for 2 minutes. 98 minutes, temporary traffic lights. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? There, that's nice, isn't it? Right, I want more of that. Let me get some more. I'm thinking brighter and thicker paint. So I've got some more bright yellow. I've gone into bright yellow, but I haven't washed my brush. So I've gone into bright yellow without washing my brush. I'll dab some of that on. That's looking nice. Oh, I'll come over the edges a bit more. Yeah, let's take it over them edges. Oh, that's nice, that bit there. Oh, nice and bright. Yeah, like that. Look at that. That's that bright yellow. Lovely jubbly. Bring it down here. I'll put some brown on this bottom bit in a minute. Right, so that's that. So that's a nice light green. So now I'm thinking, let's whack on top of that some nice dark green. Oh, let's try this. It's a darker one now. You know what? I'm going to dry it because it's just splodging all round. If your paint's not sitting, it's splodging round. Dry it, then do it. It'll look miles. Well, it's just easier. See how you can see all them yellows and oranges glowing through? Looks nice, doesn't it? Right, so I've dried it. I'll come back in with darker green now. What I'm going to do, I'm going to get them bits there and there. Yeah, I think just on them two, so it don't end up repeating it then. And then just pop some darks round at random. Dee, 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 dee. Something like that. That's it. That'll do. There, that's quite dark. And then let me get some. Let's get some Bontumber now. A bit of Bontumber. Mix that over here. Bit of Bontumber. I haven't washed my brush. I've just gone into Bontumber with that colour on my brush. So I've got like a browny green colour, and I'm just going to pop in a bit more land into there with that Bontumber. I'm going to get more in. I've even added a bit of Payne's Grey to my Bontumber now, so I've gone really, really dark just for this bit right at the bottom here, for my mud and that. Just for my mud. It's still looking a bit green down there. Right, let's get some even darker bits in here. Just more towards these bottom bits. There we are. Oh, that's looking nice in it. Oh wow. And then that's it in there. Just a few bits there. That's looking alright to me. A bit of a dark. Bring a bit more of that dark green in. Let me splodge a bit on top of some of this. And be careful now at this stage, because what you don't want to do is cover everything up what you've already done with just one blob of dark colour. So be careful at that stage. That's enough now. That'll do me. So that's that. I'm going to get a tiny little brush and just get a tiny. You can use your rigger brush for this actually. I'm just going to stick in there just a couple of branches and things through them holes. So that's it. Just out like that, just to show that there's something going through there. Looks alright, I think, doesn't it? It'll have to. Right, so that's that. What we got now? Let's pop in there. Let's get some of this greenish colour, the dark green I'm thinking. And then a bit of clean water. And let's just get in here. Get in here a reflection. Bit of a reflection in here. Chisel edge at brush to leave me a nice waterline gap as well in there then. So I've got a nice little waterline gap. A nice bit of a reflection. I'll come a bit thicker and soften with this brush. That's it. Ow, lovely. And I'll put some more bits in. Just a few more bits to reflect some of what's going off up there. Look. Something like that. Some of these dark reflections in there. Well, that's probably enough. Soften it again. Soften it all with this brush. study that. There we are. That's that. Tell you what, let's keep it dry. We'll put a bit of water lines in with some white. That's bone dry again at that. Just took them 2 brushes out of the way now. This paint over here, get some designer's white gouge, squeeze a little bit out. And I put a few little tiny water lines in. If you're on proper watercolour, you can rub a damp brush like this where you want your water line, just rub it a bit and then dry it with a cloth and it will pull the paint off. So you don't even need the white wash. But on this cartridge paper, I quite like using MIG wash. Right, let's have a look. Let's have a look, see what we can do. Look at that. This dries a lot. So to how bright it's looking now, it'll look less brighter when it's dried. So if it looks a bit much, don't worry, it'll fade off when it's dried. So a few bits across in there, something like that, that'll do. And then let's have a water line. So a bit of a water line in there, something like that. Smudge across with my finger, trying to go in a straight line. There, and then let's have another one. Let's have one about there. Same again, we'll smudge that across. And then let's have one about here. Make this one a bit bigger. Try and make sure that they're all parallel. There, that's that. Try and get that gouache off my brush. So I don't waste none. There. A little bit on this little brush here. Was thinking now, you know what? I'll say a little boat in background. Say a little sailing boat. Let's say about that big there. Right at that back bit there. I'll pop a little bit of a thing in there. There we are, little sailing boat. That's my brush. Get a little bit of black colour. Dark bit of black. Lever that on there for basic boat. It's like Peter and Paul in, we'll have them over here. Peter there, Paul up there. Let's have a BD there. Bertie D. There we are. Job's a good one. There we are. Easiest painting I've ever painted. City on beach. In it.